Hello and good morning to you all. I hope y'all doing good. So I had another word for y'all. Now trying to find a place where it's a little quiet so you can actually hear me because there's a lot going on in the background right now. A lot of traffic and everything. But I just want to cut straight to the chase on this. So the Lord was speaking the other day, and like I know there's a lot of people right now that are in a waiting season, right? You're waiting for the miracle, you're waiting for the breakthrough, you're waiting for things to transpire the way that the Lord said that they would. He didn't exactly tell you how it would unfold, but He did make a promise, right? So this message is going to be directed towards those individuals. Now, the question that he's asking is, what are you doing while you're waiting? Now, it's very important that we don't get stuck and wait on the miracle in itself, but we are taking the necessary steps and doing the things that we need to do so that we're prepared for whatever it is that He is trying to bring to us, that He is trying to give us, right? So the question that you have to ask yourself, or take it to the Lord, I should say, is what is it that He is requiring of you in this moment, in this time? Yes, we know you are waiting, but what are the requirements while you are waiting? What is He asking you to focus on, Because a lot of the people in the Bible that had to go through certain experiences and things like that during their waiting season, they ultimately were being prepared for that particular thing that was to transpire in their life. And the one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to idolize the promise, because that can hinder us, right? So I just had a few examples here, and maybe to give you an idea of possibly what it is that He's asking you to do in these moments, right? You remember David. David had a season of waiting where he had been crowned king, right? But then there was Saul. And so part of the lessons and things that he learned, or things that he had to experience and learn and grow from, would be the spirit of fear, the spirit of jealousy, and ultimately he got to see through Saul the downfall of disobedience, right? When we think about Esther, her situation before she was placed before the king, she had to go through a year of preparation, right? So she had to learn how to trust in God's timing and His hand. She had to ultimately learn that nothing was coincidental when it came to her placing in position as queen, when she eventually did become. She had learned courage through wisdom and discernment, even though she was scared to go before the king to bring the situation that Hera had presented to her regarding her people. And ultimately, she learned the power of praying and fasting. Let's look at Joseph. Joseph also, with his experience, he had to learn to trust God's plans for his life. Even though things weren't making no sense and it seems like everything was coming up against him, he had to learn perseverance and integrity. He experienced, certain things, betrayal. And it really wasn't on behalf of Potiphar. It was on behalf of his brothers. His brothers betrayed him. He had to overcome that. So he had to learn forgiveness and have compassion upon them. Because when they fell into that drought, they came to him and asked for help when that famine happened, right? And then we have Job, who had to experience long suffering, but he had to learn in the process of that long suffering is not always the consequence or the result of a sin. Sometimes it's the testing of the Lord, right? And he had to learn to have faith and hope in God through the midst of that situation, right? And ultimately, that your friends can fail you. His friends were not giving him the best advice. And that's why the Lord always tells us not to put confidence and trust in man, but we have to stand on the everlasting arm of God, because at the end of the day, he has control over everything. And remember that friends, family, any church members, they're just simply resources, and that's it. So just take those things into mind. Ask yourself, take it to God. Lord, what is it that you're asking me to do in this moment? What is it that you're wanting me to prepare or gain in this moment of waiting? That's important, because when that thing comes to fruition, you want to be ready to receive it. You do not want to be like, oh man, I wish I would have been doing X, Y, and Z prior to that thing coming into your life, right? So I just wanted to give y'all that message. That was what he gave me. And I will catch y'all on the next one. I love y'all. And y'all take care of yourself. God bless you.